Throughout history, people have sometimes been called upon to make last-second decisions. Sometimes those last-second decisions can alter the future course of human history. Tonight on the Twisted 10, we're going into some last-minute choices that changed history forever.
Welcome to another episode of The Twisted 10.
Gentlemen, what's going on?
Gentlemen. You know, hearing that music live in the studio, right when we were beginning the show, sets my mood for the rest of the week. It puts me in a different place. It really does. Am I the only one there?
No, I like it.
Can we start it over? Give me the energy, boys.
I am Pavlovianly trained. Is that a word?
Yeah, that's 100%.
Yes, it is.
That's how you say it.
Pavlovianly trained to get hyped when I hear this music.
Nice.
My mood changes like when it comes out next week and I go listen to the first 10 minutes.
The first 10 minutes. I need to address something about an episode where I might have had a little bit too much to drink here in a second. But I'm Adam.
Just one episode?
Well, I'm Adam. I'm one of your hosts. I am not the host tonight. Sitting across from me in the room,
Ron. I am not the host tonight.
Always leave me hanging there. I'm like,
I've also noticed that if me and Josh are trying to talk at the same time, my mic completely goes dead. Is that something that's supposed to be happening?
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
do that.
the mixer.
You have a mute button.
The mixer picks up your voice because you often yell to overtalk Josh, and it mutes you. It turns your volume.
I overtalk Josh with my pure intelligence. I don't need to yell.
Who is getting thick in here? All right, that leads us over to
I'm Josh, and I am your host tonight.
Lord Esquire Josh Wilson, MD, DDS, Big Dick. What?
Lord Reverend.
Lord Reverend. We were talking about that in the Discord a couple minutes ago with one of our council members.
BDE. Big Dick Energy.
There's already a show that uses Big Dick something else for their subscribers.
Is it one of the God Pods? God Pod BDE.
Welcome to God Pod. Today we talk about Jesus
and his BDE. I bet you Jesus had some BDE, man. Come on.
Well, he wasn't a white guy, so he probably has packing. Just saying.
That's not what the paintings show, Adam.
Too much. There's a line.
Okay, sorry.
Well, that wasn't political.
Cutting it off.
No, but it was really. It's the other thing.
It's the other politics?
The other thing we don't talk about.
I never signed a contract that said that.
You know what?
You're trying to take all my jokes away.
You know what?
It's bad enough I'm probably about to lose all the Indian jokes.
That is right. So for our council members, we've had some conversations inside Discord, and to become a council member or just hang out with us in Discord, head over to twisted10.com. At the bottom, you will see the twisted10.com link to Discord, and then also the one for becoming a council member. Council members get extra shows every single week, and this week is a very special extra show. Ron has waited an entire week to announce this.
Yeah, literally it happened right after we did the last one. So I said to myself, watch it come Wednesday. And I'm pretty sure it was either Wednesday or Thursday, like right after I said that, I was like,
you were talking shit in Discord.
Yeah, I was like, it happened right there. And I was like, I got to wait this whole time. It's okay, I don't mind waiting.
So for the person who might not know what this is, Ron has been told his whole life that he has a great-grandmother that is 100% Cherokee Indian, and we told him get on that money. So tonight he...
So I went and spent the 100 bones that my wife is still saying, you wasted $100.
She's probably right here. But we read it live tonight on the after show, exclusive for Discord members only. Of course, we will be making jokes about this for years to come on our regular show anyway. However...
Now if you didn't catch if you're listening to this and we've already done the live show, it's not too late to go become a council member. And hear the show because it'll be posted by the time this is
You must have sales in your blood.
I do.
I do. That was pretty sweet.
Cha-ching, baby.
From Books A Million.
Yeah.
Anyway, head over to twisted10.com. You have all the links at the bottom there to hop on Discord and hop over to Patreon to become a council member. We would love and appreciate your support. Also, throwing a quick love and a plug out to our official show, national sponsor Manscaped. We have another giveaway to give tonight. So if you're interested, go into the announcements section of Discord and just react to the announcement that Josh posted up there for the Manscaped giveaway. React means add a smiley face or an emoji or some kind of reaction, little cartoon GIF thing.
Yeah, go click on one of the pictures under the post that says we're giving shit away. Yeah. Like that's
all it is.
And if you're listening to this not on the live stream, You have until October 26th of 2021 to get in on the giveaways. So we've got plenty of stuff. No, you're good. We've got plenty of stuff that we're giving away every week, a thing or two every week. And at the end of it, we've got a couple of big prizes. We're going to give away a lawnmower 4.0. We're going to give away a weed backer 4.0. And those you will have to be present for. So those are ones you're going to have to join us on Discord, catch the live stream.
And for those of you in Discord right now that are listening that have won, we waited a little bit to get our stickers in, and I also printed up a little letter. So those are going out in the mail tomorrow. So I've got 3 boxes sitting down here that will be going out, or 2 boxes actually, 2. We've given three away, but Kim was one of them.
That's
in
true,
studio.
yes. We had her in here last week. We gave it to her in person.
So the winner of tonight's, as well as the last 2, will get yours in 3 or 4 days.
We're only giving it to people who are in studio. We're too cheap to pay.
Yeah, it's weird. It's all of our local friends that keep winning all these.
Just randomly. Just kidding.
That's not true. That's not true.
I think that was all the plugs and all the business we had to get out of the way, right? Because I wanted, before we start your show, I had something I wanted to bring up. So I re-listened to almost every one of our shows. I try to anyway. I try to listen back to see if I fucked up an edit that I need to go back and fix or something. And most of the times, even if it's something small, I'll let it just slide. However, I was listening to the Hysteria 51 top 10 list. And I want you guys to tell me, maybe I've got some neurological issues starting to kick in. Ron's made fun of my memory in the past. I've made fun of my memory in the past.
Like I said, I'm off of making fun. I'm like genuinely getting concerned about your memory.
There's real friendship level concern.
Yeah, there's friendship level concern these days. You're right.
I appreciate that, you guys. I love you, and thank you for showing the support and the concern. I think it's just sleep, but we'll get past that eventually. I listened to the show, and we were drinking in studio in here. At least I was drinking in studio in here pretty hard. And towards the second half of the show, like let's say around number, 3, if they're countdown 10 through 1 at number 3 and down, I turned Cliff Clavin version of Adam up to a 12.
Yes.
It got so bad. I'm listening back. I'm like, holy shit, I'm a dick. I mean, it wasn't nothing of it was all just additive to the show. It was just adding little quibs and little commentary, but man,
that's funny because I also had my own like negativity in that show. I had the douchiest dick jokes ever. Like not dick jokes, but you know what I'm saying, like they were just bad, poor taste jokes.
I feel so bad now.
More so than even normal. And even they were trying to save me from it. And I fucking wouldn't. I just kept diving into the pool of razor blades.
Brent and John, if you're listening to this.
I don't know what happened.
I'm sorry.
They're never coming back on the
show. Between that and the Indian jokes that we were doing, they're done. I think the Hysteria 51 Nation is boycotting Twisted 10. No, I'm kidding. They're not. No podcast wars. We love those guys. But,
God, yeah, we don't want to get in podcast war with them.
So my question is, do I do that all the time, or was it just turned up to 12 that night? Because I was excited about having them as guests, and I was drunk. So was it just because of the mixture, or am I always that way?
Okay. Literally the mixture.
And be honest.
The mixture of alcohol.
So here's how I took it. You became a fangirl that night.
All right, that's fair.
That's easy for Adam to do. He fangirls out on guys a lot.
Because you're right. I mean, we were drinking. All right, it was a lot. It was a bit that night. That's fine. But you were just so fucking hyped before the show.
Yeah, that's
chatting
true.
with them. Like when we got producer Lisa on the line, you were like, "We need to get her. Hang on, shut the fuck up, guys. We're gonna bring this line up."
I didn't do that bullshit in the after show though. I was even drunker in that, and I was calm as fucking cucumber during that. Either that or there was a female involved in the conversation and I changed my decorum.
That's true.
When there's a lady involved in the conversation. Maybe that's what
you
it was.
are very chivalrous. I will give you that.
Oh, shucks. Thanks. That's nice. Yeah. All right. So just do me a favor. If I do that, just address me instead of Adam. Just start calling me Cliff and I will get the point. If you don't know, Cliff Clavin from Cheers always added in useless trivia and facts about whatever the topic was.
It was one of the best characters in the show, though.
You know what? I made a Cliff Clavin joke in the car on the way here, and Ron didn't even laugh.
I don't even remember you saying
Was he on his phone?
No, he was. We were spitballing an idea about the potential of bringing in a community member to like hang out on the live stream in a more formal capacity, like when we don't know shit, like T has done for us in the past. That's been like really great to just have someone who like hangs out in Discord with the folks listening. I thought that would be a really cool thing. But my answer was like, oh, and if we don't or one of my reasons was, if we don't know something, we'd be like, oh, what happened on October 12th, 1968? Hey, Cliff. And Ron just like looked at me. It's like,
sorry, I must have, that must have been going on. But now you have to understand, when Josh says we were spitballing ideas, Josh listens to my ideas and then tells me how we're really going to fucking do it.
wow.
That's Josh spitballing ideas.
Do you know what I left out? Because I also like Ron's idea. Having someone to manage our social media.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a
that's
great
actually
thing.
what we were talking
That's
about.
where it started. And I was like, before we do that, though, let's like see if someone from the community is interested. So anyways, that's not like a proposal to you guys who are hanging out. You guys rock. That was just... That was how I made a Cheers joke, and nobody fucking got it.
The job description would be do a lot of work on social media, on all social media platforms, and get paid nothing. That's your salary. Just get paid in kudos and plugs on the show.
So get paid what we get paid.
100% right.
Yeah, we don't bring home dollars from this either.
Oh, boy. All right, so we titled your show... Oh snap, he did what? That's the title of our live stream stage in Discord. I can't wait to hear what that ties into for your list tonight, Josh.
Tonight's topic that I've brought is last-minute choices that changed history.
Ooh,
we're talking about the butterfly effect. So there's a lot of presumed this could have changed everything in here. It's all supposition, of course, but these are like...
I know where you're going with stuff like this. Like, don't say it, but like Marie Curie or antibiotics, maybe, or I don't know. Okay, just thinking of some off the top of my head.
We did talk about Marie Curie on a prior episode. It was discoveries that changed the course of humanity. That was another one of my lists, actually. That's why it's still rattling around in there. So yeah, these are things. Some of this stuff is more contemporary history, more modern. Some of this stuff is older. When I talk about what happened and what it potentially changed, it's not to say, it's nothing more than maybe not the total outcome of the situation, the scenario, but at least what happened, like from that one event, was altered completely, and I believe it would change so much. So anyways, I'm just gonna jump into it.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Do it.
Number 10.
Here we go. Ron's on his phone. Give him like 5 minutes.
I'm posting
kidding.
pictures.
I know.
In our lobby.
Working it. It's awesome. Number 10 is the speech that saved Teddy Roosevelt's life.
Okay.
So I would be less surprised if you hadn't heard of this. Are you familiar with this speech from 1912?
I'm not. I know Teddy Roosevelt was a wild man, but I'm not, or considered to be a wild man.
There is such funny audio of that guy.
Yeah, he's
oh my God.
He was crazy.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you elect a celebrity. I mean,
didn't happen with Reagan. Reagan was
but he had gotten past the celebrity into an actual
political career.
Politician and political career years before he became president.
Reagan was the Obama of his era. He was the gentleman. He was the respected politician that even both parties liked.
He was Ron Swanson. That's who Teddy Roosevelt. That's who Ron Swanson is built after. So here's what ended up happening in 1908. That was the end of...
Wait a minute. I'm calling a audible. We don't talk about politics on this show. I'm just
kidding.
I'm just kidding, dude.
I broke the rule.
No, this is not politics. This is history.
This is true. This is history. He got out of his presidency. He waited, and he realized that was not something he had wanted to do, so he decided to campaign again in 1912. So let's see, I thought I wrote the city down where he was at. It was in like Missouri, I think. But it was in October of 1912. Did I say 2000? I might have said 2012. October of 1912.
You said 1908, then 2012, then 1912.
All right. This was in 1912. I'll get all my dates right. He decided to run under the Bull Moose Party. Which
never
is a party,
even heard of that.
Right. It didn't make it through history. But so he just, when he ran again, he decided to run as leader of the Bull Moose Party against the two incumbent parties that we're all familiar with.
You know why the party failed, Ron? Because they couldn't pick a logo to put on their banners.
Because
two animals.
Because they kept doing it, it kept getting rejected because it was a moose knuckle.
Womp.
Your joke was way better than mine. Let's go with yours.
Okay.
Edit,
I didn't even know
yours.
yours was a joke. I thought you were trying to give us some serious
Was I
information.
Cliff Clavin? I was Cliff Clavin! God damn it! No, it was just a joke. I've never heard of the Bull Moose Party either.
So they became more historically known as the Progressives. So they didn't start as... it became the Progressives Party, which is something that has carried through. But as leader of this new party, the Progressives, the Bull Moose Party, he wrote a 50-page speech. He was going to go up, because it was also 1912, you did town halls, so you got a lot out so he could get out on the radios. It was a different way to campaign. So he wrote a 50-page speech, and he had it in like a briefcase or a bag, and he decided that he wasn't going to bring that on stage with him, so he folded it, and he put it in the shirt pocket of his jacket that he was wearing to go up on stage. Before he went on stage, while he was standing waiting to speak, he was shot in the chest.
Damn.
And he still went on stage.
Because it just hit his 50-page speech?
It hit, yeah. His last-minute decision to I'm not going to take this on stage, folded it, put it in his pocket. He got shot in the chest. He went up on stage. He didn't say anything. He didn't freak out. He didn't panic. He said, "Friends, I shall ask you to be as quiet as possible. I don't know whether you fully understand that I have been shot." And he took his jacket off to his bloody shirt, and there's pictures of his bloody shirt. It's black and white, but you can find, there's pictures of his shirt. He got shot in the chest, and he said, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose." And that is how he launched his campaign in 1912 as leader of the Bull Moose Party.
That's weird. That's the same caption, or what do you want to call that? The same catchphrase. It takes more than that to kill a bull moose. As one of the strip clubs in Cocoa Beach, it's really
a bull moose knuckle. Okay, I can't use the same joke twice. Damn it.
So wait, so did it penetrate through the 50-page speech and get him? Because if there was blood on there, you would assume it would have made it at least.
He went and he had a bullet removed from his chest, but it did not penetrate his rib cage. It wasn't enough.
It retarded the speed of the bullet. Yeah. The thing
we
is,
don't use that. We don't use that word.
It's not a meaning.
I'm just kidding.
IQ level. Anyway, the speech that he was going to give, I remember this story now that you said it. The speech he was going to give, the 50 pages. The speech was only 6 minutes. He used size 72 font. It was really bizarre.
Man, we gotta not let Adam tell jokes.
Bring your
Adam, do me a favor, Adam. Pour yourself some fucking drinks or something. These are horrible jokes.
Yeah, I will. I'll we still have. I think we'll still have a few things of whiskey in here, so I'll go upstairs and get a glass here in just a second.
Yeah, let's do it.
But yeah,
you want one too?
No, I'm good. No drinking.
No drinking.
No, even though I've fallen off the.
I forgot to mention that before we actually started the show.
I don't want to interrupt his list. We'll talk about it.
Is Teddy's done at this one? You're moving on to 9?
We'll talk about
this. This is the end of 10, correct?
I mean, the end of 10, moving it. Yeah. All right, so before we move on to that, Ron's 75 hard? What did you say before the show?
It got too hard, but I'm still working out 6 days a week. I have a personal trainer now. And I'm doing hard on the diet. I'm drinking the water. I'm not drinking still. I just two workouts a day, bro. It was ruining it. It was running my life. I just couldn't do it anymore. It was killing me.
So who won the under-over bet? Didn't we make an under-over bet on this?
Oh, if you guys did, I'm sure. Yeah, somebody.
A gentleman's bet.
I threw my full unfettered support behind Ron's success.
Yeah, that was your first mistake.
To me, Ron's success is actually getting healthier. So he's achieving that. Which is good. So good on you. Congratulations. I'm jealous of you. You're looking good.
Lost 17 pounds now.
That's fucking awesome. Good for you. It shows in your face. It really does. That's the first place that I see it. No, and your neck of your shirts are all loose now. What's up with it? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're gonna have to manscape that beard off your face.
I know, right? Well, I only have it there to hide my chins.
That's the trick. Fat guys get beards to make a chin line. That's our trick.
About a year and a half ago, I shaved the beard. And I was like, holy fuck, I got 14 chins under here. I'd grown 12 additional chins since I'd grown it. I grew it back real fast.
Could you make a bunch of soccer balls with all those?
Bunch of soccer balls?
All those chin. Never mind. Continue on with the list.
Man. Ooh. Okay,
Number 9.
Chinese sweatshop.
Number 9.
Number 9. Thanks for saving me.
Save Adam. Save him.
All right. A nameless 13th century monk who nearly destroyed calculus.
13th century monk who nearly destroyed calculus. Okay.
Yes. So calculus, for the uninitiated, is really hard math. Really advanced math, that's how I'll put that. It's both. It's hard and advanced. But as advanced as it is the foundation for so much more. So much of our math depends on what we learned from Archimedes' documentation about calculus, the original documentation. So what ended up happening is this monk needed something to write on, so he scrubbed down the scroll that Archimedes wrote on and wrote his own shit on there.
Oh.
And they were able to recover it later.
Oh, God, please tell me you know what he wrote down. Was it like his mom's recipe for...
I don't. It was destroyed to save the Archimedes documents from ancient Greece. But
damn.
Yeah, so that, 13th century, that's 1400s?
Did
I do that backwards?
Yeah. No, you have it right.
Yeah.
13th, like we're in the 20... Wait a minute.
No, it's the other way around.
It is the other way around. That's
so
the
1200s.
1200s.
It'd be 1200s.
Yeah, 1200s. Because we are in, either we're in 2000 something, we're in the 21st century.
Right, correct, yeah.
So,
it's always ahead.
Yeah, because 0 through 99 is the first century.
Right.
So when it hits 100, it's now the second century.
That was a big
Sorry,
debate.
I had to explain that to all you guys.
That was a
that's
big
really
debate.
Strange.
When 2000 occurred and also when 2012 occurred, that was a big debate about what year is supposed to happen for these events. The turn of the century was really, was it 1990? I'm not even going to get into it, but it was a different date than what a lot of people were assuming that it was. When the clock rolled over to 2000, that didn't actually mean that was the 2000th year.
It also didn't mean Y2K was going to happen.
Well, yeah, that too.
Oh,
hey,
shit.
That was based on something, at least.
Yeah, it was based on, it didn't happen, but it was based on something.
Yeah.
I'm actually going into our Discord right now because I forgot I was supposed to give myself the crown.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot all about that, so I'm taking that away from Dan, Lynn, who beat you guys 8-1.
The only reason you would take it from
Crushed
Dan
us.
is because he wasn't
here to
the
beat
game.
all of us. Yeah.
Exactly.
I gotta find that. God,
All
where
right.
is that?
So you do that. I'm going to go to number 8.
Nice.
Dr. Martin Luther King improvised I Have a Dream. Did you guys know that?
No, I did not. That's impressive.
Seriously?
Correct. Yeah, he had. There's a bunch of history that led up to this. Like he was in prison, he got relocated. Kennedy got involved, got him like out of prison, and like there's so much. I'm ashamed to say I was so ignorant to like what was going on in his life up until, of course, his very prolific speech. But he had maybe I wrote it down. It was like a 32-page speech that he was going to give. He's going to take it up there with him. He's going to just give this prepared speech. And then Mahalia Jackson, she's a gospel singer, shouted, "Tell him about the dream." And he improvised the entire speech.
No shit.
Nice. That's impressive.
So on a whim, on the balcony, put his script away and just spoke from his heart and came out with what is probably one of the few American speeches that will never be forgotten.
Well, that's one of the most recognizable speeches in history.
Yeah,
dude.
I Have a Dream. Obviously, the Gettysburg Address. Definitely.
And it takes a lot more to take down a moose knuckle or something.
Yes, Build the Wall.
Yeah, I'm not thinking that one's gonna.
Too soon.
That one's probably not gonna make it. So yeah, it was
The wall or the speech or both. Got it.
Done.
So
Thanks. Sorry, I started it.
Cut us off.
So that was another again history-changing thing. This is one kind of like the calculus. Like if he had given his pre-written speech, would it have not set the civil rights movement off as it did? Maybe. We don't know. But we do know that the improvised speech did light a fire under that.
I think to answer the question, I mean, that's all opinionated, obviously,
Of course.
and hypothetical because none of us know. But that man was so impressive in everything that he ever did that I don't care if he came out there and read Teddy Roosevelt's 50 pages wrapped up with the blood bullet in it. He was still going to impress that crowd just because of the way he can deliver a message.
He could deliver a message.
Yeah.
There's been certain people through history that could just, whatever the message it was their delivery that just made it more impressive or made you want to listen, et cetera, et cetera.
Certainly wasn't Adam during History 51 top 10 list.
So, and that's another thing too, like the monk who, let's say he had, while unintentionally, successfully destroyed the Archimedes scroll and we lost that record of calculus from ancient Greece. I mean, they're fundamental rules of math in the universe. We would have gotten back around to them eventually, but would it have changed? Of course, maybe a little bit. This is all the butterfly effect, right? We talk
100%. Yeah. I always ponder what we lost in Alexandria when the Library of Alexandria burned down. God,
yeah.
I wonder to this day. It baffles me that so much recorded history and information was lost.
When and where was that? I'm not familiar with that.
The Library of Alexandria. I don't know.
Ancient Rome. I don't know.
900 BC, AD. Something.
So what do we think was kept in there that we lost?
Well, historical records,
possibly.
number one. All the historical records that led up for hundreds of years were kept there, but also all the math and the sciences of the time. Granted, they're not nearly as advanced as we are now. However, those could have been jumping points where we could have progressed faster in society.
Could have slowed us down because we lost and had to start back over, just like you were talking about with the calculus.
Exactly.
Maybe
somebody in Discord can chime in. I don't know exactly when the Library of Alexandria burned down, but it was during a war of some war.
Someone trying to take the Romans out of power, or something, just try to destroy their education.
A little off subject, but isn't there a period of time where they call it the Age of Enlightenment, right? Do we understand what the Age of Enlightenment is? See if maybe, and I know, like maybe somebody in Discord is smart enough to know what the Age of Enlightenment was.
Sounds like you're summoning Cliff Clavin.
No, that's where. So maybe a little.
I don't want to bait that too much.
No, I mean the Age of Enlightenment. But I think it was a time where people started to become like an awakening of science, if you will, and where people started to kind of realize that, wait a minute, the science thing has something to it. That's kind of the way a lot of people started to think, more of a scientific aspect and less of everything's religion and gods and et cetera, et cetera. No, not everybody, but a good portion of people
I want to say that was before the Roman Catholic Church deemed for 400 years no one ever look at a science or math book again, which was the Dark Ages.
But what I was going to say is I read something somewhere, and it was in a book, it was in some kind of science book, that there was an Age of Enlightenment years ago, 1,000 years ago, believe it or not, in like the Iran-Iraq area. They were all very scientific method, everything science. That's how it used to be 1,000 years ago there. So you just never know.
They used to have green plants there 1,000 years ago, which is super bizarre.
It was like up until 50 years ago, they were like world-renowned for their universities.
How areas can progress and then regress just due to their thought. Due to their thought process, even the most advanced societies can. I think maybe in the after show, if we have some time.
T chiming in from Discord, one of our council members, he said in 48 BCE, Julius Caesar laid siege to Alexandria and set the ships in the harbor on fire. The ship's fire spread to the harbor and burned the city. So 48 BCE, that's like a lot further back than I thought. But
yeah. So in the after show, I want to read something from Carl Sagan. That was written in 95. It's going to make your skin crawl.
Let me pull up. Really?
Oh, yeah. You're going to be like, holy shit, he nailed it.
Let me pull up the show notes for the after show right now and add that one to it.
I'll jump into number 7.
Yeah.
All right. Do it.
Number 7. How poor attention to detail brought down the Berlin Wall.
This was the Berlin Wall was brought down by sledgehammers and drunk Germans.
Oh, certainly. That was the mechanism by which it was brought down.
Oh, gotcha.
I thought Reagan said, Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Well, he did.
Which just confuses me because Gorbachev was in Russia and the wall was in Germany, but I'm just saying.
I mean, they had a say on the other side. But so...
Really?
Yeah, because East Germany was communist. That's why. But yeah. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to get into history. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Josh. Go ahead.
You're good. So there was what's the name of the agency? The Politburo, which is a government agency that was like public relations. They're like the White House correspondent.
Okay.
So this guy's name is Gwinter Schabowski.
Gwinter?
That's the most made-up sounding name ever.
There's no twist.
You knew where I was going with that.
Gwinter Schabowski.
There's no twist.
Gwinter, Gleepin, Glopin, Globin. Give it to me, baby.
I made it 4 words into this one so far.
Well, you're going kind of fast. We got to slow it down. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, Josh.
You're good. So
we do this to Josh's list the worst, more than anyone else's list.
We start talking over you guys on your night.
Well, you already have the mic muted when you talk.
Mute button. So he was set to give a presentation or a speech or whatever, take questions from the media about the government's like latest policies that were coming down about the Berlin Wall. And he was all set to go, and he was given like an updated memorandum like, right before he was supposed to go out there on stage. And he read through it. He read through real quick. And he didn't really internalize the most important parts. So during the course of this, just a single hour is how long this took. Let me see. I want to get these names right. Schabowski. Anyway, okay. So he's telling a whole bunch. There's like things that were going on in the government they were talking about, and then he started talking about some new policies that were related to migration across the wall, because they were like separate countries, right? So it was like how to handle people who want to go back and forth, and there were some updated perspectives on like refugee passage versus like how to properly immigrate and whatever. But he didn't fully internalize the notes that he was given. So what he started saying was like, and they're like, this is going to be for everybody? And he's like, yes, it's going to be for everybody in East Germany. He's like, and when does this go into effect? And he kind of looks, he's like, they go into effect immediately, right now. And what he authorized on behalf of the East German government was that the wall was set to come down and people were going to be able to pass back and forth. Because that dude didn't read his card all the way. And so instead of doing his job, he just went up to wing it. And, well, now we have a unified Germany.
No shit.
Yeah, so that is what led to everything with the wall coming down and it becoming, like, more internationally talked about. That
when
it was
that?
coming
1980?
down. 1989.
89.
Yeah, late 80s.
Yeah,
think about it was in East and West Germany just... I mean, how many years ago was that? 22 years ago?
31.
30.
Oh, sorry, 32 years ago?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy to think about. You know, now, I mean, it's been Germany for most of our lives, but it wasn't that long ago.
I remember I would have been 10 years old. I remember watching, maybe it was the same year, there was maybe it was in 1990, there was a what do you call it, Olympic event, because I remember watching that as a young kid, and I also remember the Germany wall, East and West Germany wall being torn down.
I wasn't old enough to feel the significance of it. I was like 13, 14.
I don't think I really felt the significance. I just knew it was something that was impactful. I knew it was something
kind of impactful, but I didn't understand. I wish I could go back and kind of relive it as a bit more aware, more adult.
I wish I knew now what I knew then. Wait, how's that go?
I wish
I knew then what I know now. When I was younger. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I know exactly what you're saying, but...
I had a really cool opportunity.
Oh, one of our listeners has a piece of the Berlin Wall, by the way. Sorry.
Cool. With one of my old clients with my old IT business, she was an older lady who her apartment was in like view of the Berlin Wall. And she like as an adult, she was there in the 80s as the wall like was being really fought over, and then as it started to come down, she watched the whole social change between the segregated countries to it coming together, and then she came to the US after that. And I got to just sit, and I was like, I hope you don't mind me asking, Angie, but like please tell me all about it. Like, we were there to do business, we got it done super quick, and then I was like, I would love to hear about it. And she's just spent 20 minutes telling me all about her time in Germany overlooking the wall and what it was like. And
when you first started saying a lack of detail is what brought down the Berlin Wall, for some reason in my mind I was thinking they said, all right, let's tear down this wall, and somebody, because it was poorly constructed, just like a couple people just pushed it over. I mean, I knew that didn't happen, but in my brain I'm thinking, was that the lack of detail? They forgot to rebar. I mean, they just stacked some bricks, never like actually fastened them. Well,
one of my father's favorite things, speaking of brick walls like that I've ever given him on my travels. I've been multiple places around the world, but one of his favorite things is I brought him mission coins that were set into a miniature T-wall from both Afghanistan and Iraq. And he has those things still up on one of his shelves at the house, and he loves those things. The T-walls were basically the 12 or 15-foot wall sections that make one of those Berlin Wall style formations. But T-walls, if you've been there, you know it. T-walls are everywhere out there.
Would you guys agree that anytime we think about like a giant wall being built between two areas, two countries, whatever, it can sometimes have like a negative connotation. Even like back with the China, the Great Wall of China. I mean, the Great Wall of China is like an amazing.
That was to keep the dragons out, Ron.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, was it? Is that Game of Thrones?
No, I don't know.
It's always to keep like a certain
the
amount.
Mongolians out. And do you know how they got in?
I don't know.
100 years of siege. Do you know how they got into China?
No.
They paid a guard.
Really?
Yeah, sure. Just this way, guys. Here's 12 Troppens. I don't know.
I don't remember how long it was. Maybe it was a year. Look, anyways, their entire time they couldn't. It was a very long period of time.
They just paid a guard.
That's amazing.
Like to let them out, like in single file, one at a time, or he opened the gates. Did he keep the giants out?
As the
Game of Thrones.
As the story goes, they threw open the gates. They paid them so much the gates were thrown open. And the Mongolians took them back to wherever they agreed to, and they lived out great, comfortable lives because they gave the Genghis Khan China. Ooh, excuse me. I'm like over here burping. That's why it sounded funny for a second.
You're good.
And I gotta say, I love sometimes fucking with Josh because this whole time I started saying anything about a wall. Fuck, was he giving me the hardest dad eyes ever? Waiting for me to say some shit that I'm not supposed to say or talk about. And so I started to like kind of lump it all together. But then as I got the dad eyes, I said, I'm just going to bring this to the Great Wall of China and leave it right there.
That's funny.
Goddamn Mongolians. I hope someone else watches South Park. Those are common in Discord.
Mongolians.
Clay, you love me, buddy.
So yeah, that was how poor attention to detail brought down the Berlin Wall. Number 6.
Already at number 6?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Is that your memory kicking in again?
No, I really didn't.
What was number 9, 8, and 7?
You motherfucker.
This was not...
Flatten your tires.
Not as... No, I'm driving.
Yeah. Either way, I don't get
he's
home.
my
Don't
ride
do it.
next week. Don't do that. But the... I totally lost my train of thought once you started talking about
number 6.
Thank you. Number 6. No, tonight's topic isn't. It's not. It doesn't have like a lot of crazy tangents. Like Ron's dream episode, we all had something to add.
Oh yeah,
every number. This is just like cool things that happen in history, so it makes sense. We're going a little bit quick,
and I am monitoring myself so I don't cliff clave and embarrass. I am so embarrassed after listening to that. You have no idea. I was laying in bed listening to that episode a few weeks ago or a week ago and just going,
I listened back. I didn't catch that at all. I think you're being overly critical. It sounded like you were just having fun, spitting out some facts.
All right. Thanks, Ron. You're a good friend. But maybe some Discord can chime in on that. But I'm so embarrassed. All right, let's continue.
All right, number 6. How about that time a German officer got laid and we won the war? Ooh. Yeah. All right. So
this has some ties into Hitler somewhere.
It does. This is absolutely the Nazis. Is who we're talking about. We're talking about a specific a specific Nazi general whose name was Erwin Rommel. He went by Desert Fox.
G'day, mate. That's the most dangerous crocodile. Oh, wrong Erwin. Stretch.
Wow.
That was a stretch.
It rhymed.
What's that? Erwin, Steve, and Erwin von whatever his name is.
Erwin Rommel, also known as Desert Fox.
Von Schnitzel.
I debated how I was going to present this a little bit. He was known for being a military genius. I'm loath to praise a Nazi, but military strategy, which is important to the rest of this. He was renowned even against American generals as being like, oh, you're up against the Fox? Good luck. Like he was noteworthy.
I see where you're going with that to make sure that you recognize Nazis as being the enemy of the world at the time. Yeah. However, keep in mind, America, for the most part, got most of the genius scientists that didn't like the Nazi party, but guess what? They didn't have a choice because they were German.
Good old Jack Parsons, man.
Most of the people who were on the Manhattan Project were former Nazis.
Yeah.
All right? So keep that in mind. That
I always forget. What was the Manhattan Project again?
Nuclear, but basically the making of the A-bomb, making of the atomic bomb.
What was Einstein's participation? That they just used his science, if you will, his math to help.
No, he had a role in. I think he was like a consultant of sorts at the time, but no, he was part of He was part of, I think, in loosely associated with the Manhattan Project. Some of the other like rocket scientists and stuff like that we have attributed a lot of like SpaceX's technology to. Still, same era, same scientists, same groups of people, and a lot of them were. I mean, we got them at the end of the war. America said, "Come on over. We want your knowledge and your brain power. We're going to give you 50 acres and $1 million or something." They brought them to America because they were fucking geniuses. So they detested the Nazi
got the
party.
50 acres and the mules. That's bullshit. My Josh is like, sit, you're fired.
All right. I found his title. I looked at my other notes, not my condensed list notes. He was a German field marshal, which is like near the top, battlefield command. But he decided, and he was in charge of Normandy. This is where this is going. He was the field marshal in charge of the defense of the beaches of Normandy specifically. And through all the shifty, shadowy war stuff, they didn't know we were coming. And he left. He went and took his wife on a surprise vacation for her birthday, which is romantic and sweet. But he was like, this post fucking sucks.
Oh, so no shit.
He went to go spend a few days with his wife, like a totally like reasonable peacetime thing to do, right? But he decided to take her out somewhere else in France. And because of that, they did not have the most decorated field marshal in the Nazi army defending the beach where we happened to show up.
Damn.
They just weren't there.
Damn.
So this is another one.
That was you said that was in Normandy?
This was in charge of the beaches of Normandy in France.
My God, that was even though we won and we finally penetrated that beach, that beachfront or that whatever you want to call it, that's breachhead or whatever. Fuck, we lost a lot of lives on all alliance, like us, the Brits. There was a lot of lives lost that day.
Yeah, a lot of innocent people on our side, even a lot of brainwashed, like foot soldiers on the other side who were roped in, tortured into. Like it wasn't all loyalty for the Nazis. There was just a lot of
fear going along
out
of
That's what they were good at, though.
Why couldn't they have picked something original for their imagery? The swastika is so detested now in worldwide culture, but it goes back thousands of years. That symbol is what, an ancient Mayan symbol
Buddhist.
Or something? Is it Buddhist?
Ancient Buddhist.
Yes.
I wonder what made them choose that.
They reversed it, and it's something like it has some meaning like in Buddhist history, like the cycle of rebirth or something like that, some significant religious, like it's a moral value or something like that.
And they took that as like a supremacist
and
type.
They flipped it because remembering their stance, it was like the rebirth for the superior thing or whatever. So that's why they took it. They repurposed something that had a similar but far more peaceful meaning. But yeah, so the Desert Fox, he bailed, and that was a last-minute decision on his part that is believed to be a major reason why we were able to take what was considered an impenetrable beach.
Yeah, no kidding. By the way, Discord did chime in. Clay added to it Werner von Braun. If you remember that name, one of the most intelligent people ever, really.
Yeah.
America got him. He's ours. He's ours now. But
we
got
him.
Plus
Nice.
about 30 or 40 other scientists that were just fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, like here, I say Jack Parsons because he founded the Jet Propulsion Lab that NASA uses.
Was he a former Nazi?
He was. We picked him up.
Wow, I didn't know that.
He was into like black magic. Dude, you look up Jack Parsons.
Black Magic. That's a good song.
It was
So, guys, speaking of penetration at the beach.
Oh, I see what you did there.
I was like, I'm going to find some motherfucking segue for Manscaped here. There it is. Might want to make sure your bulls are shaven. And, we got fall time coming, so I've got a little something here to talk about. A little Manscaped
fall
information.
Like as in dropped? They fell?
And fall is in the
season.
time of year,
Okay,
the
right,
and
right.
Yes, okay. So autumn is in the air. The pumpkins are in the patch. I wonder what they mean by patch. and our friends at Manscaped are here to make sure you don't carve your pants pumpkins when you're I was like, I took.
Why did we ever read it? Come on.
Sound it out. Sound it out,
and
Ron.
I was like, okay. Pumpkins when you're grooming. If you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
Make sure you are keeping things fresh this fall with the leaders in male grooming in their brand new 4th generation performance package. Boys, get ready for a cuffing season like no other. Ready to take the leap into fall with Manscaped? Join the 2 million men worldwide using Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code Twisted10.
I want it to be low-hanging pumpkins. I want that to be our
you gotta shave your low-hanging pumpkins.
Nice.
Make sure to carve the fuzz on the pumpkin and not the pumpkin itself. I think that's kind of the whole point of Manscaped, right?
I think so. Yes. That torch, buddy. That torch keeps the light on it. That's for sure. Very cool list so far, Josh. That is this has got me think. I still don't think that was a 7, but sorry, that's just Adam's memory. All right, take a listen to a little bit of True Phonic. This is Misery. We'll see you guys in a minute.
Try if you have to, but you can't survive if they will let you. Will you hide away in a bedroom? Oh, is that really just what you used to? Oh, so you're putting some pictures trying to make it a home, but it's a homely home if you're eating alone. You find yourself waiting on the ring of the phone, swearing to yourself that you're finding your own. Well, you're asking all the right questions, searching for your direction, but though you're reaching out to someone, only see your own reflection. Oh, still a putting on pictures trying to make it a home, but it's a homely home if you're sleeping alone. You find yourself waiting on the ring of the phone and swearing to yourself that you're finding your own. Come on. Such a lonely world, a world of inequality. Are we searching for a cure? Are we choosing to ignore? We're seeing more, hey, misery. So I'm a Branson. No, I've never been a man for gambling. Only I decide my fate. No, I'm sure nothing will ever change. Oh, so I'm taking down the pictures of my so-called home, where I was sure I would spend my whole life alone. Ain't nobody on the other end of the phone, but my misery is slowly turning into a song. Yeah. Oh, it's such a lonely world, a world of inequality. Well, are we searching for a cure? Well, are we choosing to ignore? We're seeing more, hey, misery.
welcome back to the Twisted 10. That was Truephonic Misery, spelled Missouri, which I fucking love it. Truephonic actually had on their Facebook page a question. Somebody posed it, like a fan of theirs posed, what is, what was the exact question? What Truephonic song, I don't know, it's set to a certain theme, and I picked Misery for what, something about, what song do you want to have from Truephonic played at the strip club for a dance? And I put Misery because that's what they're going through.
But isn't it Missouri?
It is, but the song, it's spelled Missouri. And there's
so
lyrics.
I thought the song was Misery. Somebody said that in
but it's the song is referencing miserable time. So Misery is appropriate for the pronunciation that he uses, but it's spelled Missouri. I don't know the whole. Maybe when we have them in studio that I keep teasing.
But don't the people in Missouri say Missouri? Right? Missouri? Isn't that what they say? That's how they pronounce it?
I think that'll get you slapped in Missouri.
No, I think that's how they say it. Missouri. Like that. Like that is how.
Maybe a lot of names.
Missourians.
Maybe a lot of them. Maybe you'll be able to pronounce that a little bit better after tonight's after show, because that name is probably influenced by Native Americans that inhabited the area, like a lot of places in the U.S. Oklahoma is a great one. That whole territory was Indian.
That's a great movie from the 50s.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, there you go, right there. Where the wind comes sweeping down the rain. I was like,
Josh, you're bringing us a hell of a list tonight. Can you recap for us your 10 through 6?
Would be delighted to. So
we have to do before. Did we do the drawing? When did we do that?
We did the drawing after number 2.
Didn't we have something we had to do when we came back?
Plug the after show, which I think we've done plenty of.
My bad.
Do you have a clip this week?
Keep calm and carry on. No, you're right. Thank you. That is right. I did not have time to edit an after show clip like we usually have inserted here. I could play last week's, but
no, it's fine. It's good. Fine. Played last week. So,
okay. So tonight we're doing last minute decisions that changed the course of history.
Goddamn.
That alcohol getting to you, boy.
That straight up Glenfiddich kicked my ass. That was the first sip.
That'll push him damn hair. Sorry. That'll push him damn hair in your chest right there, dude.
I had to take my first drink during the break, so I didn't die.
I'm 2 for 2. All of our drinking that we've done over the months or year, off and on. Both times the most hammered I've been has been Scotch. Each time. I know that's like my pressure point right there for alcohol. Scotch messes me up.
Sorry, I apologize, Josh.
You're good. Number 10, the speech that saved Teddy Roosevelt's life. Number 9, the 13th century monk who nearly destroyed calculus. Number 8 was MLK having improvised his infamous I Have a Dream speech. Number 7, how poor attention to detail brought down the Berlin Wall. Number 6, Desert Fox Erwin Rommel leaves post to get laid. Turn the tide, World War II.
That's awesome. That's my favorite, I think, so far.
Because it involves somebody getting laid? And you don't?
Well,
just kidding, dude.
All right, well, yes.
Yes, all of that, yes.
Let's just say yes to it.
That was beautiful. All right, so number 5.
Number 5.
Stanislav Petrov single-handedly saved the world from nuclear war. On September 26, 1983, Petrov was in charge of Soviet monitoring systems. And there was an indicator that went off that basically said, we fired a volley of nuclear weapons at Russia.
War game style.
Like, yeah. Just like, it was supposed to be like an all-out attack from America. And he was the one who was supposed to say, and he had full authority, he was fully backed to just say, okay, fire back. And he didn't, because he said it didn't feel right. He said there was something off about how it all happened to his experience being a radar tech for nuclear weapons monitoring, I guess. He was like, this is off. So he chose not to immediately fire back at North America, at us, and right in the middle of our nuclear standoff.
Isn't that the Cuban Missile Crisis era as well? The early 80s?
No, that was the Kennedy times. That was in the early 60s, late 50s.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So it was so he opted to wait and hesitate and like reassess a little bit, and he bought enough time for them to confirm that it was a false alarm, that it was a failure in equipment, and saved us from going to nuclear war with Russia, which I don't care which side you're on. That's not good for anybody.
Yeah, that's a lose-lose situation. That is
dude, we got
mutual destruction.
We had Star Wars. It'd have been all good, man. Star Wars was in full effect. I don't know. I'm just kidding. That reminds me of a movie. This is an old movie from the 60s. Oh, man, I think it was Ford. One of the Ford. Henry Ford.
Harrison?
No, not Harrison Ford. Henry Ford.
He's that old,
I think that's who it was. It was called Fail Safe. And here's what happened. Some technical malfunction sent planes with nuclear weapons to go bomb Moscow that they could not call off. They were trying to, couldn't call off to drop nuclear weapons on Moscow. And the whole point was if those planes hit Moscow, the United States, to avoid complete nuclear war, was going to nuke New York. So
holy shit.
Nuke York. If they could not call off those planes. That's what the movie was about. I mean, the movie's over 50 years old, so it's a black and white film.
There's an article that I pushed out to Hysteria. Damn it, that's absolutely right. That's awesome. I got one on my own now. Anyway, there's a story that I posted on Hysteria 51's page because it was right up their alley, and it had to do with the disclosure from the U.S. government. Currently amid bad times right now, so they weren't going to do it because of everything that's going on in D.C., but it had to do with weaponry in space that we have in orbit now that's already there and is under super classified, whatever, but they're going to be disclosing the capabilities of said weaponry that's orbiting Earth currently, which is really pretty cool.
Are they disclosing that when they also disclose all that Kennedy shit you've been talking about for a year?
I don't remember talking about anything Kennedy related.
What the fuck?
I'm kidding.
Suddenly Adam found some convenience in his memory loss.
It works to my advantage every once in a while.
That got me good. But yeah, so the thing about Petrov's decision to not immediately fire back is that it was, in that moment, an immediate, intentional disavowal of the government and the orders. It was like the equivalent to, he would have technically been put out of the military, but when you let a North American attack get through, you don't get put out of the military. You get put out of the everything.
That's like a lose-lose for him. I mean, I cheers to you, what's his name?
Stanislav Petrov.
That cough got me from earlier.
Sounds like Stannis from Game of Thrones.
Stannis Baratheon. We thank
Stannis
you.
Baratheon,
We cheers to you, Stannis
for
Baratheon.
saving the world.
No, seriously, that's a good call, buddy. I like.
So did
they
really disavow him, kill him, whatever? Do we know what happened to him?
He was not.
Should have been promoted.
He wasn't. Well, they couldn't promote him because he did disobey an order, right? So he disobeyed the order to fire back, but he did also at the same time, kind of save the country in a pretty big way by his judgment call. So I think
they Article 13 him?
I think it just went nowhere.
Russia?
I think they just let it good job, and then fucking left. They're just. I think that that was it. There's no. I couldn't find he didn't lose his job. He didn't die. Nothing.
Gotcha.
They just kind of disappeared him in a way.
They Clintoned him. No. So in the U.S. there are Article.
Edit that out.
In the U.S. there are Article 13s, which are issued to military enlisted and officer types when you do something bad and get reprimanded and might even lose a rank. I wonder what the equivalent to that is. That actually wouldn't be a bad list. Top 10 reasons to get Article 13 in the U.S. military.
There are examples of Americans doing things that they thought was absolutely in the best interest of America even recently and lose their jobs over it. I mean, that happens in all countries, I'm sure, when people make some kind of judgment call, and many times that was the right judgment call and probably sometimes it's not.
So, you guys ready for number 4?
Yeah, let's do it.
I am.
The Confederacy of the Southern Confederacy in the American Civil War.
No politics. No, I'm just kidding.
Was foiled by a single piece of paper. The entire fall of the Southern Confederacy.
The Emancipation Proclamation?
Was
that funny?
was beautiful.
Dude, the timing on that one was perfect, Ron.
That was good. So, let me put the details together. So, Confederate General Robert E. Lee, of course, everybody knows.
I like
him
his.
if they know the
I like
war.
his daughter's bread. I eat it a lot.
I like the car.
Sara Lee bread. There's a car.
Really, dude? Dukes of Hazzard?
I don't watch
The General
that show.
Lee?
I don't watch that redneck shit. Sorry.
So,
Daisy Duke?
in 1862,
Her I like.
I know what you're talking about. That car's rad.
So she.
With the Confederate flag on the fucking top of it? Is that the car we're talking about?
That is the car we're talking about, but I'm not promoting the Confederate flag. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Indian.
In 1862,
Pull it back in,
during the
Josh.
Civil War, he drafted Special Order 191. 191 was the battle plan for the Battle of Antietam.
This is an American battle, right? Why are you having so much trouble?
Antietam.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Sounds like you did pretty good with it then.
Antietam. And so this battle was pivotal because it was the turning point in the war when we started taking ground back. He wrote 2 copies of Special Order 191. He thought to himself, I'm going to put one on my person. I'm going to leave one back here in case something happens to me. Somebody else can, because this is going to turn the war. This is it. This is where we take the North. Union spies promptly took it. North had the entire battle plan of the South, destroyed them at the Battle of Antietam, or whatever.
Discord chiming in. It is Antietam.
Do we know where that battle took place? Like
Maryland.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Where in Maryland, I have no idea, but that's like the size of a pack of gum. So Maryland's a really small state, right?
So it's probably it was probably the whole state,
It took place there,
along with Rhode Island,
Maryland. But yeah, so it's he just decided at the last minute before he left to leave a copy with leadership at that camp, and that was it. It turned the
got
tide
jacked
in the Civil War.
Damn.
I tell you what, I go and visit my friend Keith a lot of times in Tennessee because he moved up there years ago. So I've been up there I think 3 times now. About 5 years ago, we went up there, and he's big into history, huge into history and military. He wasn't in the military.
Keith. Yeah, I talked to him before.
But he's big into that. So he's like, dude, let's go check out. There is a ton. Like, he's in Tennessee, but we kind of went more to like Chattanooga, which is on the border of Tennessee and Georgia. Mm-hmm. We went to that area.
Chattahoochee River is, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. But we went into that area, and man, there is so much just beyond acres of Civil War,
battleground sites.
Battlegrounds. It's insane.
Like memorials, like where battles took place.
Oh, so many with big old giant, like memorials, statues and stuff that have the people who died or how many died or from the north, from the south. Just acres and acres and acres and acres of that stuff there around the Georgia-Tennessee line.
Damn.
Unbelievable. And they just have so many different things. They just have towers you can walk into. It's just endless. It was
Normie,
we spent 6-7 hours and didn't come close to seeing everything. It was unbelievable.
Florida is kind of a weird location, even though we are south of what's considered the Mason-Dixon line, which is really where the South is
we're not
depicted.
the South.
Florida is not the South. Parts of Florida are very south.
Southern New York.
Yeah, up in the Panhandle.
Yeah, parts of Florida are very south.
I lived up in that area. In FLA, they call it fucking Lower Alabama. I lived up there in Nashville.
Most of Florida is just I kind of talked about it on that show with Brent and John, and I didn't do justice to Lakeland. Boy, I tore Lakeland a new asshole in that show. Anyway, Florida is a hodgepodge. We're a melting pot of everywhere.
Of everywhere.
Texas, California has representation here. New York. Most of the snowbirds that are in Florida come from New York.
And from other countries, too.
That's true, too.
Everybody comes to Florida. People are still coming to Florida.
#1 travel destination in the entire world. There's a reason for that.
Oh, is that?
Walt Disney. We are, yeah. We've been there for like 25 years.
Oh, interesting.
I'm pretty excited. I got tickets to go to Disney World in October. If the world doesn't fucking shut down.
Damn, what's
again.
up,
being
baller?
Real. I know, just being real. But that's the 50th anniversary. The whole park, it is expensive. It's
like $150 a ticket now, right?
$135 a day. But that's no discount, no deal. That's like full price. It goes on sale all the time.
Walt Disney is turning in his fucking grave. There are families that have kids that cannot go to Disney because of those prices.
My father and mother, when Disney first opened, You
Sorry, I was trying to.
Adam goes to cough and shuts my mic off. He's like, I don't want to hear about your parents, fucker.
Sorry, that whiskey that scotch fucked me up, man. I can't catch my throat.
My father told me about when Disney first opened it in the 70s. I think this was prior to me being born. They went to Disney, got in, did lunch, dinner, whatever, all kinds. Spent $20 the entire day for both of them.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Now you can't put a toe in there for $20.
You can't park for $20.
No, you can't park for $20.
It's crazy.
I don't know how to segue the economics of Walt Disney World to the fall of the Southern Confederacy, so I'm just going to do it that way.
Okay. By saying you don't know how to segue that.
Hard segue that shit.
Wow, we did really hard tangent on that. It was your fault you brought up Disney.
I think number
What is your problem today?
I can't drink scotch. I'm done. Go back to my Mio water.
Do you need some Wawa? What's going on?
I'm a giant sissy tonight, guys. I'm sorry.
Wawa the liquid or Wawa the convenience store?
Are you going?
Number 3.
Number 3. The Titanic. All right, so this is a fun one. We all know the Titanic and why it was sunk, right?
No spoilers. I haven't seen that movie.
You guys know the Titanic didn't actually happen, right?
Wow. What is, if you had to go...
New conspiracy. Just made it up.
How far back would you say, why did the Titanic sink? Right?
Why did it sink?
They were going too fast in
the iceberg,
icy water. They were
Yeah,
going, they were going faster than they should have
But
in
more
icy
than
water.
that, if they had hit the iceberg head on, they'd have probably been okay. Or maybe at just a different angle, they'd have been okay. But they hit it at just the worst possible angle and the worst spot.
They breached the bulkheads for keeping.
If they had hit that
float.
straight on, they'd have been fine. They wouldn't have sunk. But they didn't. They kind of scraped the side just enough,
tearing holes in multiple breachheads or bulkheads. Yeah,
there you go. The unsinkable ship.
So,
whoops.
That is what mechanically sunk the ship, right? But what led to that happening?
Adam was drinking scotch and steering the boat.
was a missing key. So the watchman I
have heard this before.
This was totally new to me.
Oh, cool.
So right before the Titanic left port, they switched out the watchman who was on night crew in the crow's nest. They swapped him out with somebody else, and I don't remember why. But the guy who left the ship took the key to the locker that held the binoculars for the crow's nest. So the watch officer up in the crow's nest didn't have his binoculars. He had no way to see the iceberg, which is why when they did come upon it, there was so many other things that could have happened, but they just had no
too much
visibility.
Momentum couldn't turn in time. Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. I do remember hearing that story now. My memory, Ron. I do remember hearing that. It must have been before I started losing it, I guess.
Nah, you have a propensity, if you will, to retain facts.
Good memory.
You don't remember
good verbiage.
What it is you forget events in your life, or if we
forget the important shit, but I remember the useless shit.
If we tell you something, if we say, hey, blah blah blah, or if something happened, somebody said something on the show, something that's maybe less significant, I guess. You won't remember that shit forever, but boy, facts, information, you retain that shit like a sponge. I don't think that has
Can
gone
you
away
slowly turn into a savant? Is that what's happening with me? Am I getting that memory disorder?
397 toothpicks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see where I'm going with that.
You're becoming Rain Man? Is that what you're saying?
I'm slowly turning into Rain Man.
I'm taking you to the casino right now.
Hell yes, let's do it.
Let's count cards.
I will not win like Rain Man, but I'll go. It'll be fun.
We should talk about the high-low system of counting cards. I read an entire book on it. The counting system that
I would love to.
Yeah, we should talk that on an after show.
Cruises.
We won't make it tonight because I know that's too much, but we'll probably end up on the next after show talking about that subject. Just put in there counting cards high low.
I fucking love blackjack. That's my game.
Good times.
Yeah, we'll talk about it because I went in with somebody else on a single deck blackjack table and we made a lot of money that night.
Single deck blackjack table?
Yeah, the cruise ships didn't keep those for very long.
Yeah, no. Well, it was a single deck, and they weren't reached. Now let's get into it in the after show. I don't want to tangent too hard.
All right, so the Titanic was sunk because of a missing key. Last minute change of the watch officer caused the snowball, the butterfly effect for that one. Number 2, how 3 loads of laundry changed rock music forever.
Oh, thank you.
I was pretty
very much.
proud of that title. I felt pretty good about that one. So
You got me perplexed.
You could have changed it to how 3 loads changed rock music forever.
Ski.
So this story is
Motherfucker.
from February 3rd, 1959. For those who have that ready to go, that is also known as the day the music died.
Yep.
That was the day Buddy Holly, Richie
We
Valens.
talked about this last week.
We
yeah.
just talked about this last
we
week.
did, yeah.
And I thought you
Appropriate
had like
tie-in.
no knowledge of it. You had no idea what.
I didn't.
Okay, nice. So you went in and dug it out.
And this
Made it
came-
part of the show.
It was cool that this came up too.
Nice.
And J.P. Richardson Jr. So they were scheduled to take a bus to where they were going. But Buddy Holly wanted to charter a plane so they could get there early and do laundry because they were running out of clothes. And he pressured the other two to I guess he paid for it and he's like, I got it. And that's why they were on the plane, is because he wanted to get there early and do laundry. And that's just the last minute decision that put them on that plane.
Damn.
That's what started the whole thing.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... They've done a ton of specials on that. They've done a ton
Buddy
of like
Holly,
documentaries.
yeah, well, there's been documentaries on many of the people. Well, a couple of the people. Buddy Holly's story, and I'm sure
Richie Valens.
Richie Valens had his own. I think didn't they have a movie La Bamba? I don't know. Wasn't it about him?
La Bamba.
Yeah. So
I think doesn't La Bamba end in the plane crash too?
I don't remember, man. I don't remember any of those movies. I saw
something-
them all once.
I saw La Bamba when I was a kid.
When La Bamba came out as a movie, that song made that slight little comeback for a while on the radio, etc. So that people our age would kind of brought back into the story, I guess. I didn't even realize it was an old song at the time. I thought it was a new song. I don't know, but
I just learned that it's an old song.
yes, yep. But
Sad, man.
But
That's-
Big Bopper
okay.
is the one that a lot of people forget was on there too. Was on that plane.
So now is the time for me to go and draw a name
Oh, that's right.
for our Manscaped giveaway.
So those of you who are in
focused
Discord,
on number one.
I know a couple of you already have, but if you haven't yet, go click real quick. Go click on the announcements. Well, go to the announcements tab in Discord and click on the announcements for the Manscaped giveaway, and Josh will be drawing that name out of those people here in just a moment. If you've already won one, then you won't be part of this drawing. However, you will be entered into the drawing for the
big stuff.
Big stuff.
Yeah, we'll
but
put
you
you
have to
back
be
in.
present in Discord to win that stuff. So
Yeah, the big stuff you do.
If just T shows up that night, then guess what, buddy?
T wins.
You're getting some good
Fuck
shit
yeah,
from
you get
Manscaped.
Half a performance package.
So you can perform with your package.
Hey,
yo.
You know, I am a little bit more confident after using Manscaped. I mean, nobody sees it, but I do, and that's good. Right?
It makes your beating off a lot more
It
pleasurable.
does. It does. I get all into it.
You know what?
Light a candle.
Whenever I look through my pictures, I have that picture of your dick pic. However, just from like a little bit above the waist up.
Sure.
And just every now and then I look at that and just the look on your face and I laugh because I know below that I have never seen it, but I know below that is like, total dick pic that you.
Yep.
But because I remember a few weeks ago or months ago, you're like, I don't know whatever happened to that, and I said, dude, it's still on your Twitter, and I went to
can't
your
believe
Twitter and found it.
I've never
so
used
I
my
saved
Twitter.
the picture, and when I've been trying to go through a lot more and delete my pictures, and I always keep that one. Like I'm not deleting it. It's
gold.
It's a great picture. Oh, you know what? Did I share it into the lobby? I should share it into the lobby. I will. In Discord.
Oh, here we go. This picture is from
years ago.
10 years ago now?
Yeah, probably.
2015?
You know what? 15 sounds about right. So, yeah, not quite 10 years ago.
14 maybe?
All right, let's see.
This is when Adam was in a little better shape, too.
Yeah, dude, you lost a concerning amount of weight.
In,
all right.
Was
what,
that like divorce weight or something?
6 months? Well, ironically timed for a divorce, yes.
Here, before that, for anybody live, here's my puppy.
I'm going to go ahead. So while you share
Wait,
things
am I your puppy?
in
No.
this stream, I'm going to go ahead and pick tonight's winner. Kim picked last time. What do we want to give away this week? Let me grab something off the table.
We do have a hell of a plethora of items on the table to give away.
So we're
too.
sure nothing on the table.
I've got all the current stuff
Oh, it's in that
down here
box.
in this
Okay,
box.
cool.
So everything up there is good to give away.
All right, it'll take a few minutes because I'm not attached to your Wi-Fi right now, but it'll go through. Oh, while
What do we
he's
have two
doing
of?
that, while
Two of
he's
the-
doing that, I needed to.
2 weed whackers. All right, that's cool. And that's not what we're giving away tonight, but those are 2 big prizes we'll be able to go. And a lawnmower. So 2 weed whackers and a lawnmower 4.0. That's
while
nice.
you're doing that, sir, I just want to say,
Crop mops.
get 20% off plus shipping with the code Twisted10
Plus
at
free shipping.
Manscaped plus. Yeah, this, but I have to read it the way it says. Oh, you're right. It says free shipping. Shit. Maybe you should read it. Get 20% off plus pay extra for shipping. No, I'm just kidding. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Twisted10 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Twisted10 at manscaped.com. Make your balls a priority this fall. Choose Manscaped. Your balls will thank you.
Nice.
That was much better than your read earlier.
All right, give me a
Was
drum
my
roll.
read earlier shitty?
It was funny.
It was funny. Give me a drum roll.
Yeah, I don't have that tied in.
Well, that's odd. Oh shit, Claytor.
Is he still in there? He is still in
Cool.
there.
Oh,
Nice.
I didn't say what it was. So I grabbed some crop mops. So
What is that exactly?
Crop mops are great. I have a
here,
bag of
hey,
these
let me
too.
read this packaging, if I will.
Hey, read your package.
Crop mop, anti-chafing, deodorizing, and refreshing. Ball, butt, and body wipes. Advanced groin care.
It is like the smoothest and silkiest baby wipes for balls you've ever felt.
Yeah,
And
just
they
don't wipe
smell-
your ass, then wipe your balls. That's
Always
the,
go ball to
yeah.
ass.
Yes.
Yeah. Always go ball to
Ball to
ass. Yeah, never go ass to ball. 'Cause that'll just make a bad situation.
All right,
Worse.
cool. So
Congrats, by the way.
So Claytor, just I might actually still have it. Shoot me your address again, and whatever name you want me to send it to, and we'll get that and some stickers and a letter and stuff.
You're
out
gonna
to
send it to Clay Tor at.
So, all right, cool. You
Good
guys
stuff.
ready for number 1?
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right. Number 1 is a little bit wordy. Like, look at this, guys.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's number 1 for a reason.
I got lots of facts on this one. 'cause
Hashtag facts.
Cliff gets to take a minute off.
I got pretty, I
Yeah.
got pretty fascinated.
Right.
One man stopped the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Oh, nice. I mentioned that earlier with the
You
Soviet.
did.
But
Yeah, you
did.
thought it was in the 80s. That's what you mentioned there, Cliff.
So that part of my memory didn't work right. And you know what? I should have remembered Cuban Missile Crisis was in the 50s because of
With Kennedy.
Kennedy.
I always
especially, but
related to Kennedy.
mine was because of the X-Men movie that they sent back to the Cuban men. They were the one who actually stopped it.
It was 1962.
Yeah, early
there you go.
60s. Yeah, right. It was
So-
the year before Kennedy was assassinated.
It was a 13-day span in October of 1962. So before I go into this, just throwing it out to historycentral.net, their research was impeccable, and I have a lot of information from them on this. So thanks. So for those who are not familiar with it, or more international listeners, the Cuban Missile Crisis was a period of time where it was 13 days that Russia snuck nuclear weapons to Cuba, and we were at this standstill with them just through other negotiations for a bunch of other stuff that was going on. But
They snuck them up to Cuba and then pointed them at the United
Yeah, and
States.
pointed
Weren't
them
they
at us,
en
yeah.
route to Cuba? They hadn't quite made it to
No,
Cuban
I thought
land
they
yet?
actually parked them there and pointed them to us.
Oh.
yeah, they had weapons pointed at us. Yeah, it was
Pretty ugly. I mean,
and-
that would be ugly if it happened
Okay.
now.
nuclear
Yeah, of course.
submarines were
Especially back
involved. So that's actually where this came down to. There was 4 submarines outside of Cuba. The B-4, B-36, the B-130, and the B-59. So I'm just going
What
to refer
about
to
the
them by
B-52s?
Wow.
You knew where I was.
Rusted.
You knew I was going there, didn't you?
I
You
knew
were
it.
ready.
When he said the first B, I'm like, I know what Ron's doing.
So
I
I'll use their
beat you
numbers
to it.
just because I don't want to say B a billion times before I'm done. So when they were found, they a steel ring is what it's called. A blockade of naval warships was put around them to hold them in place.
U.S. naval warships?
U.S. naval warships.
Okay.
Yeah, as part of this whole standoff, they had torpedoes on there. Let's see. Each one was armed with a nuclear-capable T5 torpedo.
Each sub?
Each sub. So there were
Okay.
4 nuclear torpedoes, and then 22 other torpedoes. They were just like
Like Titan missiles. that
super
type.
armed. Yeah.
Maybe not Titan, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So they they entered the standoff was much bigger than just here, but where it happened here is the U.S. naval ships started dropping. It's the anti-submarine warfare unit of the U.S. Navy went out and they dropped practice depth charges. So they're just like noisemakers, just basically saying to the enemy sub, like, we know you're there. Apparently it's like a common like maritime war to just drop these just depth charges, like, we know you're there, you're not hidden kind of thing. But because these subs were underwater, they had no communications back to Russia. And they didn't know that that's what was happening and that the intelligence on the land had been told, we're doing this to let them know we know they're there.
Yeah, radio signals do not make it underwater.
So
unless they have generated underwater.
They thought they were under attack, these submarines. And they started to bail because they didn't have authorization to fire. So they were in this like, we're under attack, we can't shoot back. So they started to bail. But it came down to one ship who stayed, and there was 3 officers on board. This was B-59. There's 3 officers on board.
It's like bingo. B-59.
B-59.
You have sunk my battleship, yes.
That's not bingo.
Oh, no?
The officer that matters of these 3, though, was Ivan Maslenikov.
Was he the one in charge of the Red October?
Wow.
Come on, guys.
I laughed at it.
Trying to make the Cuban Missile Crisis funny here. Come on.
Sorry, we'll work with him. Good one, boss.
Good one, boss.
So it's
I miss Attilio.
So this officer Ivan, where did I go?
Ivan Drago?
Stashlenikov.
It was Ivan Drago, totally.
Ivan,
Rocky 4.
Ivan.
If he dies,
he dies. He dies. And by the way, a nuclear submarine is called a Trident submarine. Just want to let you know that.
Oh, cool. Ivan Maslenikov. There we go.
Oh, that was close.
He gave his consent to fire the nuclear weapon because they thought they were under attack, and he went into react mode and was going to shoot his nuclear bomb and just blow up all 5 remaining ships at this point and just kill everybody.
Damn.
And normally that would have been enough. He gave the authorization. However, Russian command policy dictates that before you fire a weapon of that caliber, all officers on board have to consent. The other officer who happened to be on board last minute refused. Vasily Arkhipov. I wish I could do him justice because he kept us out of nuclear war, but
and that was Russian as well.
I know.
Russia as well.
Are there any
It's the
stories
second
where
Russian who saved America.
Is there any Americans that ever saved America, or is it just fucking Russians?
Russians and Germans, man. They're saving America left and right. Maybe the South should have hired a Russian or a German.
Man.
Maybe the North.
Is that the bad throwback? That's not a good throwback.
Or whatever. So yeah, this Vasily Arkhipov, he refused to give his consent on the nuclear order. They rose on his order. They rose to surface, and I guess deemed it was safe enough. I suppose the other guy thought they were under attack, so I don't know how he pulled that off. But they rose to the surface. They got a signal out. They were able to get confirmation that they were not under attack.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
And saved another Russian-American nuclear war.
Good old-fashioned TPI, two-person integrity.
That's it.
Yep.
God,
Save the
that's
world.
You guys ever seen Hunt for Red October? I'm sure
course,
you
yeah,
have.
yeah.
Have you?
I actually have not.
Oh,
I'm familiar
my
with it.
God,
I know.
it is
I should
such-
watch it.
Why do you
It's
say it
so
like that?
good.
Such an amazing movie.
So
Every
good.
week we have a movie that one of us cites that Josh
Yeah,
has
but
not
that
seen that we
one
both
is-
lose our shit over.
Yeah, but
right,
that
though.
one's like a super high. Gotta see.
I mean,
that
Sean
movie.
Connery.
It's an
I have
amazing
no
movie.
doubt that it's
fuck,
great.
and Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Jack Ryan. I mean, that's the original Jack Ryan movie. So it's freaking amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm
Such a good
sure.
flick.
I'm sure it's great.
It's absolutely great. You need to watch it. I'm going to ask you about it every week.
I'll
actually.
add it to my list of movies
No,
I have to watch.
don't
If
even
you
add it
watch
to the
Old
it's
men
great.
list is what he's named that in
Don't
his
even
phone.
add it to the list. Just watch it. Doesn't even need to make it to the list. You need to watch that movie. It's amazing.
Ron recommends renting it at Blockbuster.
Yeah. on VHS.
Man,
You have to go to Oregon, but you'll get it.
So I think you guys will appreciate this like I did. So this past weekend, my wife and I, we went out of town for our anniversary, talking about VHSs. And we went into the Disney store at Disney Springs, which, man, we got the fuck out of there quick. It was packed. Oh, my God. Anyways, Disney Springs as a whole it was absurd. But we went in there, and they had notebooks but they were like built into VHS cases of the old Disney movies. So there was
that's
like
cool.
A Nightmare Before Christmas plastic bound. It had like the old, slightly opaque plastic all around the original movie packaging and stuff. Those are pretty cool. So anyways, that was last minute choices that changed history.
Dude, that's a good list.
That was
excellent.
A fucking stellar list.
Yeah,
Brought the heat again.
How did you come up with that idea? That's an extremely original idea.
I'm awesome. I don't.
Well, then.
remember.
But at least he's not conceited.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't. It's humility is what.
Yeah,
really
I say
drives it
the
home.
humility is the best part about you. That in your dad eyes.
I don't. Thanks. I don't remember. It was this weekend. I put it in my phone this weekend. I don't remember what prompted it though.
That was a good idea. It's interesting.
It's fun.
Were you concerned when you first started you just wouldn't find enough information or enough? Like, that's a hard one to research. Like, did you have some pre-knowledge of some of these events that...
I actually, truth be told, I went into this expecting it to be hard to research. It was actually pretty easy. There's I was fortunate there was a lot of like just blog posts and research work that was out there already. Some of it was like really dry, like history accounts. There was a lot from, I think I mentioned History Central.
Yeah, historycentral.net.
That was...
Wait, give him... There you go.
That was good. It was great, but it was like history lessons. It was a little... It was fucking,
yeah.
it was
All
just
right, can you remove the plug then?
He made it sound boring. Do a reverse plug
Hang a reverse bell.
Wait, I can do this.
I don't know. Oh, nice.
All right. Well, that's all I have. Council members hang out. We're doing a special.
Oh, I can't wait. I've been waiting all show for this reveal.
I know.
Oh, my phone just died. Too bad. No, I'm just kidding.
We're finally going to do the reveal of Ron's 23andMe results. He got them on Wednesday. He's been waiting all week as well. He doesn't know either. So Adam's going to read them out in the after show. So you guys that are here, hang out. Yeah, and that'll be a good after show. So all of that, twist10.com, links to the after show, link to Discord. Checked all the boxes. Manscaped, you guys rock. Thanks for sponsoring the show.
And congrats, Claytor, for winning tonight's drawing. We will make sure we get that shipped out to you promptly tomorrow. Yours is ironically the one that'll go out the next day because we've been waiting on stickers and letters and boxing and other things for the other winners. But yeah, so congrats. Oh, I'm playing the wrong outro music, aren't I? I'm playing I'm playing Truphonic. Hey, we're gonna listen to Misery again, playing us out of the show tonight. Oh, this one glass of scotch, and this is what I turn.
Is that
into.
our outro music, or is that the after show music?
That's our outro music.
Our outro.
This is this.
Okay. I guess
you can't mix up this riff. That's for the Twisted 10 folks that are out there. This is what the council members hear every time the show starts.
I love that you have this fancy machine with all these buttons now.
We do. It's not. Adam doesn't own this. The show owns this.
Yeah,
so
but you control it.
Thanks again, Claytor. He made that shit happen.
He did. Claytor, the winner tonight of tonight's product, hooked us up with that discount. So. All right, guys, we're out of here. On behalf of the Twisted 10, I'm Rodham.
Hillary Rodham.
I'm Adam.
I'm Strashron.
I'm Josh.
And to our host, Josh. God damn it. Fuck.
Have you forgotten your own name now? Is that the new thing?
I quit.
Hi, I'm Joe.
Just bring Tack back. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.